Hi fam, I'm Rosemary.
I'm Carolyn Ann.
And we're sisters. And we're coming to you with our new talk show,
Mo Talk.
And we're coming to you live today from Memphis, Tennessee. And ladies, we got like so many crazy
Oh my goodness. Yes.
conversations going on. My sister and I were just discussing some of the wildest conversations.
So much heated conversation, y'all. But this is I'm more interested in relationships. You know, man, woman. Yeah. Like, why do you think so many single women are still single?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean,
are you looking for a man? Are you looking for a man?
Oh no, I think I got this.
I'm not gonna say I'm looking. I'm single, but I would like to have a man, and I would like for him to be my own man.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. I had that problem at some point in time.
Did you?
I must say I have practically.
I don't remember, and we're sisters. So.
He's a good man, ladies.
Okay.
But no, you cannot have him.
Well, she does have a good man, y'all. So she's bragging now because she know I don't have a man yet. But so, what do you all think about? Why is this so hard? And why are black women? Why are we still looking? Why are we still single? I don't like that.
I don't know. I can't answer that question. Once upon a time, I was in that situation. I can't answer that now. But ladies, maybe our expectations. I don't know. Is it that we're setting a goal that's too high for our average black men? What do you?
It's possible. It's possible. It could be a lot of reasons, and I think with so many single black women that we're stuck on. The thing is, like, some of us don't like dating outside of our race.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
there are people that are like that.
So sometimes you can have a good man that's not in your race; he's outside your race, and you just have to wait for him.
Okay, I thought you knew with the camera. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So what do you think?
I don't really know.
What's your opinion?
Well, my opinion is I think I can only speak for myself. At one point in time, my expectations were just so great with me. I wanted a guy that was so this or so neat, so clean, so smart. Sometimes you're not going to get all of that in one deal.
True.
Sometimes I think we have to accept, as long as we have a good man.
We have to,
we have to work with it. We have to work on each other's, and form a relationship.
That's called.
So sometimes it has a lot to do with our expectations that we have. Sometimes they're too great. Sometimes a man is just not what we're looking for. When we think we want this type of man and you get that type of man, then there's something else about him that you don't like or something else you wish he had. So I don't know. Ladies, what do you think?
Well, I think that it could be several reasons. One being infidelity, the other one being that maybe he doesn't work or don't want to keep a job, or or it could be sex. Maybe he's not good in bed.
Yeah, and we know, ladies, that plays a big role.
It plays a very big role, but it's not the major role.
The major role, but it does play a very huge role.
It does. Calm down, girl. Calm down. Anyway, so my thing is, I think that when we as women look for a man, you're gonna end up with any kind of man. So you don't want to look for a man. That's the last thing.
Because you don't want to seem too desperate.
Never.
You don't want to seem too desperate.
So, and then another thing, I think it's because, like I said, a lot of our men don't like to work. They just don't like to work.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I totally agree.
It's all about what you want. Me and you and that woman and that woman and that lady. And that man, what was that concern? Because, there's a good man for a good woman, there's a good woman for a good man. I put it that
totally
way.
agree. So, ladies, tell me, what do you think? What are your expectations, or do you have any expectations that you are looking for within a man? Are you looking for better sex, more chores around the house?
Would that make a man better?
You know, I notice sometimes that
Would that make the relationship? That's
why?
so true. Yeah, and I think it's because the man feels inferior to the fact that that woman is making more money. I don't think so much as he is worried about the money coming in the household. I just think that it's just a man thing, you know.
Yeah.
Men just don't want
They think that
their
they're
significant or their partners to make more than them. And it shouldn't matter. I mean, it's all in the family.
Yeah, I would think.
It's all in the family.
So, ladies, everyone has their own desires, their own different tastes, what their own wants, what they want in a man.
But what do you think?
What do you think? What do you think? What are your expectations in a man? Or should we even set expectations? Should there be expectations?
I think there should be.
Why?
Because you expect you don't want to be with someone that is not of your level. You want somebody on your level or maybe above. You don't want anybody that, and not to say anybody is beneath anybody, but I mean, say for instance, I'm a doctor.
Okay.
Do you think I want to marry someone that's probably not making the money that, you know, not on my standards? I'll just put it like that.
Well, I think that would depend, because sometimes when you're looking for love, sometimes it doesn't even matter about the money.
It's not about the money. I'm telling you, it's
I once knew a relationship where this lady company,
and
you know what her partner did for a living?
what did he
He
do?
was a janitor at a school.
She loved him.
She loved him.
Wow.
So I don't
That's
think it has anything to do
Love
with
comes from the
heart. It should come from the heart.
absolutely.
So I don't know. I think a lot of the problem is we are too fixated on money.
I wouldn't say that.
I really think
Not for
that,
all of us.
Yeah. Well, I think that plays a big role in a lot of relationships.
Money.
I do. I really think so.
I think it was some
Money and sex plays a very high role in a lot of relationships.
I don't think so. In some, it could be half and half. I know from just experience that you grow out of just wanting money from, you know.
You think?
Yeah, you grow. Because
grow out of wanting money.
You don't grow out of wanting, but it doesn't matter if you get it from you because you're making it yourself. See, me,
Well, now
I'm
that's a
just gonna say
different
with myself,
story.
being an independent woman, that means you're gonna make your own money. You're not gonna worry about anybody else's money.
But you know what? You would think that way. You would think that way. I mean, you can be a doctor and your husband can be a doctor, and sometimes, hell, if you can save your dollar and spend his, who gives a shit?
Ooh.
That's you're really
Well, that was harsh.
you know. I mean, let's be real, ladies. Come on, let's be real here.
We're being real. Seriously, we are really being real here. But the thing is, the end of the day, the money is not going to solve the problem.
Well, you know,
Because you have to be compatible. If you're not compatible,
I totally agree.
it's not going to work.
Well, you know what? Once upon a time, years ago, or maybe months ago, or whatever, you couldn't have told me that. But you know, I am so serious because I was born to believe that. Look,
Money was the rule
money
to
was
everything.
it.
Wow. No.
I didn't have time because I just, you know, don't get me wrong. I always made my own money,
Mm-hmm.
but
And that's what it's all about.
I always felt that men would do anything and would pretend to love you so much as long as they didn't have to do anything for you.
So you felt like
know,
what? As long
so
as you were
I
getting their
felt-
money? Then
Well, you know, well, here's the thing. I had to grow.
Absolutely.
You know, we all have to grow.
There you have it.
And sometimes we have to learn in life that you grow. Seriously speaking, one point in time I didn't know what love was.
Wow.
Had no idea what love was.
Wow.
Didn't even care about love.
Wow.
I didn't have the L word for anybody.
Wow.
The three men that I loved in my life at one point, I have those 2 sons and my Heavenly Father.
Wow.
I tell you, I didn't know what love meant for a man.
Wow.
But you know, as you
grow.
live, you grow.
Learn. Mm-hmm.
And
you
one of the things that I had to experience was when you are so used to dating men that aren't real men, you can't have time to grow because you're so fixated with sometimes trying to keep him in line, keep him in check, let him know what you're looking for, what your needs and wants are. Whereas with a real man, ladies,
he already knows.
He already knows what needs to be done. You don't have to tell him what he needs to do.
That is
knows it.
so true.
When you find that, you find love, and even if a man doesn't know what you really want, but at the same time he can be a good man, he is willing and love you enough to learn what it takes to make the relationship better.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think that a man expects from his partner? Because we're sitting here and we're discussing.
That's a good question for
what we want from our partners. What do they want?
You are right. What
is it the same want that we want?
That's a good question. So, men as well, they have their preference on women as well.
Yeah.
What are your expectations in women? Do you think they're too great? Are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than yourself?
Wow.
These are things that
matters.
That matters.
Mm-hmm.
And feel free, men, to get in on the conversation
as well.
You are part of the conversation. It's not just about us women.
Absolutely.
You have a very big role to play in this as well. So feel free, men, to tell us how you feel and what you're looking for in your relationship.
Yes.
Back in a moment.
Okay, and we're back doing this hot topic of expectations for your partner. So, are there any other expectations that you feel that's required of a man? I mean, I know you can't speak for a man, but you can at least, let's just let him know how some of the things that we've had to experience with expectations of in a relationship. And did it work for you? And is it still working for you?
Well, I don't really know. Okay. I don't, sis, I really can't speak for the man. But as I say, in past relationships, what I have experienced was, I think that we as women, I think we have to fight ourselves for some of the bad relationships, because I've had relationships before where I think I got on the wrong track with relationships because of the simple fact that I think when we start doing things for our men, not giving them the chance to do these things. Let me use a very good example. I once had a relationship where, oh my God, I had this raggedy washer. And I tell you, you can wash one load of clothes in the washer. When you put the second load in, the darn thing didn't want to wash. here's the thing. I'm so used to doing everything. If there was something that needed to be done, I'd have to tell him, ask him if he would do it. And keep in mind, he wouldn't know that these things need to be done. But I would have to ask him to do it.
Wow.
And not just that. Ladies, I think we are guilty of a lot of things on why our men or some men are not men. We take responsibilities that we should let be theirs. Seriously, I once had this relationship and this guy, when it was time to pay the bills, I had to tell him, you got your money on the bills? It's just things that we as women, we take too much responsibility, and the men becomes relaxed with that. Once they become content, they're so used to you being the one to make sure this happens, and that happens. So what do? They start holding and giving you their responsibility.
So you think they depend on us too much? Is that what you're saying?
I think we allow them to depend on us more than what they should.
Okay, that could be. Because when you do so much for a man, rather than allow him to do things for himself, you can handicap a man just like a man can handicap a woman. Meaning that if a woman doesn't work and don't want to work and the man's taking care of her and don't press the issue, yeah, you can do so much.
Yeah, I do believe that.
Let me just say some of my expectations. Now, I can't speak for anybody else, but I know me. And the number one is definitely not money. Although money sounds good, but it's not the money.
Right.
My expectation from a man is to make sure that man can be my king. You know what I mean?
Okay.
My king.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure he loves me, he cherishes me, he can reassure me, make sure we pray together. That I expect all that from a man. I want him to come in being the man.
Okay, I totally agree. Well, how do you really know if he loves you? When you say you make sure that he loves you, how do you make that decision if he really loves you?
Well, you know when a man loves you. I mean,
really?
yes, absolutely. Well, I can say you think you know he loves you.
Okay.
I'll say that because you can think a man loves you and then one day and the next day he could be in love with somebody else.
That is so true. I totally
So can that be love or in love? Which one is that? If just because you're in love with someone, does that make you have to love them, or do you have to love them first before you can be in love with them?
Good question.
That's the expectation.
That's a very good question.
You need that.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know you're being loved first of all.
That's true.
That's an expectation. That's a requirement in a relationship.
And ladies, if he cannot treat you like the queen you solely deserve to be treated like,
yes.
Girlfriend, move on.
Yes.
Move on.
Move on. Keep it going.
Yeah, I think,
the statement our dad used to always tell us?
What?
Don't take no wooden nickel.
He would always say, don't take any wooden nickel. It took me a long time to figure out what that meant.
What did he used to always say, like,
I never knew what this man meant. Don't take no wooden nipples. And I'm like,
don't take no wooden nipple off nobody.
Let me tell you how slow we were at one point in time. We actually thought that we can go out there outside
and find us a wooden nickel
on the ground.
We were so immature.
Because back then at some point in time, our parents would say things and expect us to understand and figure out what the hell they meant, and we didn't have the slightest idea what that meant.
So true.
So, as time progresses and you get older and you get more mature, you realize what these things meant.
Yeah.
But that saying, for those that may not have even heard that term, means that my dad was telling us, don't settle for less. Don't take anything from anybody, any man especially.
Absolutely.
So mostly anybody. But I had to learn that
Mm-hmm.
I also had to learn that love comes within. I used to use the word love, but I never knew actually what love was. Never ever had been in love before in my life. Just
So how did you know when you loved, when you started
you know,
loving?
that's a good question. That's a really good question,
Tell
ladies.
me.
Because you know what? I asked myself that. How do I know that I'm in love?
Exactly. Not in love, but just
I
love that
love
person.
and in love, ladies. Love and in love. And I tell you how I found out. Okay, I can't speak for anyone else. When you feel a way that you've never in your life felt about anybody. When you can eat, sleep, and think, that man, girlfriend, you love and in love. I'm telling you. And when you feel some type of way when you don't see this man, it's like every day of the minute you're thinking of him 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, even when you're at work, you're thinking about this man.
Yeah.
You know,
he's
and,
like on the brain.
and even when you've had relationships in the past.
Okay, everybody, I want to share with you my expectations of what I expect from my partner. Number one, as I spoke earlier, love. What I think love is. First of all, I think love, you have to love yourself first.
Amen.
Before you can love
totally
anybody
agree.
else. And
That's right, ladies.
all right, we're back, y'all, with the topic on expectations and what you expect from your partner. Me, myself, I have to say, love for me is totally different. Now, I think that you have to love yourself first.
I totally agree.
So, with that being said, if you love yourself first, then after you develop that relationship with yourself, then you can love someone else.
That's true. I do agree.
So I'm like in between. I'm still establishing love because I'm still loving on myself. And I don't want to just start a relationship off with someone and I'm still not in love with Carolyn. It's my ultimate goal right now. Because trust me, I can't say that I know how to really love. I can't say that I have ever really loved. You know, in that essence.
Okay.
In that essence.
Okay.
But I love, don't get me wrong, you know, love is love. You can love someone. But the ultimate love, where you like how you felt, like, you know, when you love somebody, you get this shivering and goosebumps, and that's the kind of love I want to experience. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I never knew what that term meant at once point.
I know, right?
Once upon a time, the butterflies in your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the kind of love I want. What about you?
Oh, honey, I got that love.
You there, huh?
Yeah, I'm there.
Where you go, girl?
Oh, thank you.
So we have so many expectations, men, women. I mean, we do. It's nature. It's life.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Speaking of that, you have a date coming up soon, don't you?
Do I?
Yeah. You don't remember?
No. Who? Oh.
Yeah, you remember?
Oh my God. She is. You know what? I shared with her.
Guess what? We're gonna share that date with you too. When she gets ready to go on that date.
Not gonna happen.
When is that date going?
Not gonna happen.
I thought it was like next week, isn't it?
The day's week.
I thought you told me it was next week.
My date. Oh my God. She is so running out, everybody.
Okay,
now
I'm telling her business. Okay, I'm telling her business. But
she's all into my Kool-Aid, y'all.
But anyways, ladies, when she gets ready to go on that date, we will do the filming of that. So we'll actually go out with her
She's not
and see
sure,
how that
everybody.
date turns out.
She's not sure. She's not sure.
We'll let you know.
Because I'm not going to let her know. Because now she has warned me. So I'm going to be ready for her.
Well, guess what, ladies? We will be on every step with her in that date. We will keep you tuned in to what's happening on that.
Oh, don't worry about it, girl. I got it.
Okay. Well, I hope it works out pretty well for you.
Me too. And he seems pretty nice. Really cool.
Wow.
Yes. He's really cool.
What does he look like?
I can't share that with you right now. I know, but I'm not going to share it with you.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want you to gloat, you know.
Glow. Oh,
He is so fine, y'all.
Okay. I bet he's not finer than my man.
I bet he is. Well, quite naturally, you're going to say your man is the finest. He's your man. Everybody, this is what's going on, though. Really.
I choke myself.
I know, right? So this is what's going on, y'all. I told my sister, I said, I'm going to let you know how this date goes. In fact, I told her she was going to be my standby person for just in case emergency.
Something happens.
It's the first date.
I'm going to play the detective like my mom did with me once before. Ladies, do you know what she did? One year I was going out to this movie with a young man, and my mom actually, I think that was Paris.
That's our oldest sister.
Yeah, that's the oldest. Actually sent her out with a pen and a piece of paper to write the tag number down. In case I did not come back, they had that tag number down.
That's why she's here. That's why she's here right now. Because mom did what mama was supposed to do.
Okay.
You better be glad. She better be glad, y'all.
But ladies, back to what you're expecting from your partner, or what kind of man you're looking for. I think it's really important. You know, I can remember at some point in time, and we say today, oh, that's old fashioned and we shouldn't do this and we shouldn't do that. But you know what?
What?
I really don't think that it's old fashioned when we just screen people thoroughly before we get into any type of relationship.
No.
Because if you ever notice, now people, they meet you.
Yeah.
In some kind of way, people think that there's a time frame.
For
Well,
love?
people think it's a time frame when you have sex or when you have a first kiss. Well, you know, some people, you know, I've actually dated this guy. And at that point in time, we have been dating for 2 weeks. Ladies, he thought it was sex time. He says, I've been dating you for 2 weeks. I says, oh, and you say that to say what?
Wow.
So, you know, I just I don't believe in the timing. I think it's all about the connection, the vibe you get with that person, because I don't think, if you don't feel secure with that person,
you shouldn't waste your time.
Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
And I just think it's all about
wasted
how
time.
you feel. Don't let anybody tell you when it's time for you to have sex or when it's time for you to give them a first kiss.
Absolutely.
No, ladies, don't buy that, you know.
Absolutely.
You be in control of yourself and your body. You make that decision.
Absolutely. Although I don't see anything wrong with a kiss. You know, it's not like you're up in the panties.
Well,
You think?
a kiss can lead to things.
A kiss?
Especially, if you hadn't had none in a while. Come on now, you know that.
That's called controlling
No,
yourself. That's what that's called.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
And you think you can really
Kiss somebody without going sex in them?
Well, what about people that can't do that?
Well, don't do it.
You know, some of them really don't know that they cannot do something.
They don't have willpower.
Well, what if you...
That means that they want it anyway.
Well, what about those that actually... she's So hilarious, people. Well, what about those that think that they can control it, but really don't want to control it? You know, there's a difference between can, can't, and don't want to.
Well, then those are the ones that's gonna get it when they want it. Those, I mean, yeah,
I agree,
that's the
but
truth.
I still say that even as far as a kiss, in some eyes it may not be a problem, but then you can't just think about yourself.
Well, it's how
Because
you kiss a
sometimes
person for the first time.
But that depends on the connection with that person. Because some men you cannot kiss, and they get really, they turn into some other type of
he's
person
got
when
issues.
because a lot of them have expectations from their kiss. I'm so serious.
Well, that's them.
Been there, done that.
Right.
Have expectations, and they think when you're kissing them, that means phase 2 is coming. And then when you say, "Oh no, I'm just giving you a kiss, a good night kiss," oh really?
Yes.
I thought we were gonna get together. You were kissing me.
What
So
is
you know, I think it really depends because you have
I think
to really
it's the
be careful.
way how you kiss a person.
I don't believe that.
I think
Some
so.
men have their mind set that they want what they want.
That they
what
want sex.
And I'm not just speaking of men. You got some women out here that are the same way.
That's true.
You got some people that want to claim ownership because they go out on a date with you. You give them a kiss. They say that you're there. You know.
Well, that's a small-minded person, and I think with a person feeling that way, that they are probably not even ready for a relationship, and they don't. I mean, you can't be ready for a relationship if you think that a kiss is gonna escalate to something else.
Yeah, well, we do have some people that have different types of mind. We got different minds of people out there.
I know, I understand. Yes, we do.
So, but ladies, and men,
So true.
what are you
Wrap it
looking
up.
for? What are you looking for? So, guess what we're going to do? We are going to keep this as a question mark,
Yes.
and we will be back with you on next week.
Yes.
Thank you.